The sad state about this current Christian generation is that they believe that they are on their way to heaven while they are on the broad path to destruction. Christians today who are on this broad path of destruction really do think they are on the narrow way. Jesus said that broad is the way to destruction and many are they who go by that way, but narrow is the way to life and few are they who find that way. He said, "Strive ye therefore to enter the narrow gate, for many will try, but few will be able to." This world has been deceived into thinking that they can be on the broad path and be saved at the same time. These Christians on the broad path think that the narrow gate lies at the end of the broad path, when that couldn't be further from the truth. They believe that they can continue living the ways of this broad path and still enter the kingdom of God. But I want to warn you today, my friends, that the ways of the broad path are very evident. And the ways that people follow in this world are what people do on the broad path. They follow the ways of this entertaining generation. They follow the ways of entertainment and of music and all these things. And they think that they're on the narrow way. In their churches, they bring in sports and drinking and song, fun and dance. Yet they don't follow Jesus on the narrow way. He didn't say that it was narrow and difficult and few people would find it for nothing. Now these churches think that they're on the narrow way too. Yet they go and have a footy night. Yet they go and have a bar night. They go and have fun in the world. They're busy doing their sin. You know, it's the broad way because it's the sin way. People who love the broad way will go and have fun with sin. But when you follow Jesus, he said that you must deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow him. That doesn't leave you any room at all for living after your desires and pleasures on this earth. You know, these Christians on the Broadway are busy driving around their flash cars. They're busy saving up for their mighty homes and chasing after the ways this society loves, which is entertainment, movies, fun, and all these things. They are not focused on denying themselves and serving Jesus. They're busy putting themselves into bankruptcy before God. They love the ways of this world. They defend the ways of this world. They even mix Jesus in with the ways of this world and then say that it's holy. This world is a deceived world, my friend. If you're living in America, the chances are that you are deceived by many things. All these abominations that came out of that godless country. Things like rap music, rock music, pop music, movie industry, porn, all came from the US, did you know? And these people, they think it's all fun and good. And all these American Christians, they'll come to me and they say, "Oh, you can point the finger." And while they're living it up in the world that God hates. Because we read in James that anybody who is of the world is at enmity to God. And we read that do not love the world nor the things in the world, because if you do, the love of the Father sure ain't in you. If you want to be on the narrow way, then you're going to join the few Christians that are on the narrow way. Now, in my dream, many years ago, I saw this narrow way that was spoken of in Isaiah, where it is written that there was a narrow way of holiness going through the wilderness, and no evil person walked on that way. No worldly person walks on that way. There were very few people walking on this holy way, 1 or 2 in a mile, and they were dressed in white. People were trying to get on this road. I can't remember too many details, but they couldn't get on. Wicked people cannot walk on the way of holiness, my friend. All you people, you think all your worldly stuff is all good, and you try and walk on that holy way, there's no way you'll get onto it. While you're on the broad path, you are still going to hell. No matter what you say, no matter what church you go to, no matter what Bible you read or what verse you hang on to. If you still live on the broad path in the sin of this pleasure-loving generation, and all these wicked things that come from America that the whole world has fornicated against God with, you continue following that stuff, you will end in destruction. You are building your house on the sand. There's no way you can be saved. You will not have salvation. The broad path does not enter the kingdom of heaven. The broad path goes to hell. All Christians on the broad path are headed to the fire. It is time to leave the broad path, my friend. It is time to put out the ways of this society. No longer follow them. No longer follow the dirty jokes, the foolish music, The rap, rock, hip-hop, all that stuff, all the movies, all the porn. You got to put it all out and you've got to stop following it. All them computer games. Sitting around playing these violent war games all the time. You know, no wonder you got no hope of being saved while you're on this path, because your whole mind is completely dedicated to the broad path of Satan. And then you American Christians, you come to me and you say, you can point the finger. Well, guess what? I am pointing the finger today. I'm telling you to wake up and turn away from your godless society before it drags you into hell, because I don't want you to go there. That's why I'm here warning. I'm a voice in the wilderness warning you to wake up and get out of your sin. Be separate from this abominable Western society. Get off the broad path if you think you want to enter the kingdom of heaven. There's no way you will ever enter it until you get off the broad path and you get on the narrow way.